Welcome everyone to another action figure review as I have the Bandai Tamashii Nations SA Figuarts, the One Piece Monkey to Luffy. And this is part of the new line, the raid on Onigashima. So you do have to be quite far into the manga or anime to know this look represented. But it is understandable why they've given us this look. You do want to go with the latest trend, the latest hype. Because after all, One Piece has been around for some time now. And in the past, Tamashii Nations did give us the original looks of the One Piece characters. There's also a Figuarts Zero version, and both the times Luffy of course wore the red and blue colors, so it's nice to sometimes switch it up, but it's understandable why a lot of people did want those looks, because I think the original line definitely needs an update. And this figure of course was released alongside Zoro recently, and both looking really good. And there's a lot of hype around One Piece as well, because the live action series is doing well, and they've also announced figures which I believe scheduled for early next year. So looking at the packaging, it's very simple, but at the same time I do like it. One side is kind of the white colors, and then a nice shot on the side of the Luffy character, and then at the front you can see titles, and then kind of on the other side the theme of Luffy with the red colors, and it wraps all the way around to the other side. And then the back, of course, the figure in different poses. And then looking at the top, we have the patterns, kind of like the map. And then at the bottom, of course, another shot of Luffy. So let's get this figure out of this packaging and take a closer look. So no background inside or instruction manual. And here is the Luffy figure inside its packaging. So here is the Luffy figure out of his packaging. First impressions, I guess it's no surprises by now. If you're a long-term collector of SH Figuarts, you know that Tamashii Nations are very experienced in making their anime characters. Most of the time the sculpt, the accuracy is very close to the source material, and I guess this one is no different. And it's been a while since we've had any One Piece SHF figures. The old ones are very outdated now, so if you're a fan of Luffy One Piece, then you're definitely getting a big upgrade. It's a big jump from the previous one, and I guess you won't be disappointed. I'll say the accuracy is certainly there, and regardless of the colors, of course, this is a very classic look in anime history now. And looking at the face sculpt, which is very important, of course, this is the standard look, no expressions at the moment. And I do like this look, despite none of the accessories placed on. The straw hat is very detailed with the texture. And then you have the jacket. Of course, it's plastic, but it is made out of some sort of soft rubber materials. So there's a bit more movement, of course, for the body. And then we have the ribbon. This is actually a separate piece, and it can have movement as well. You can see all the patterns on the shorts. And then also for the flip-flops or the sandals, I noticed that it's kind of done really well here. I think the articulation will be a lot more fun rather than One Piece. Of course, you can see there's movement here. So yeah, first impressions, I definitely like it. So now let's test out the articulation, and of course starting off with the head movement. So it can go side to side, no problem, very smooth. You can go round and round if you want, and then also tilt left and right, and then downwards quite a lot, and then upwards this much. In terms of the straw hat, there is actually no movement there. Let me just detach it for you. And as you can see, there is a connection for the front as well as the back. So for the hat, there is no movement. And then for the arms, it can go side to side, although there is a limit kind of here. And then it kind of goes forwards and then upwards, downwards, backwards this much. And then you can see the joint isn't the best looking for this part, but I can go inwards this much. And then for the arms, the biceps, there is rotation. There is also the lower half, which allows the bend. And then for the hands, there is rotation. There's also a hinge. So this is kind of standard. Let's try out the upper torso. So the jacket is kind of made out of rubber, as I said before, probably for better movement. So the upper torso is very stiff. Not much movement there, but you can kind of turn it side to side. And it can also go left and right. And then for the abs, there's rotation, you can hear the sound, and it can go this much in terms of forwards and then backwards this much. So there's not a whole lot of movement in terms of the body. The ribbon also has a detachable part, so you can see that it does rotate if you want. And then the legs go side to side, no problem. And they kick forwards and backwards. And then this way as well. So you can see, let's put this back in. And then for the legs, they bend. There is rotation. And then for the foot, there's also rotation. There's a hinge. You can see toe hinge as well, which allows the sandals to move. Articulation wise, I've definitely seen better, but I guess it is what it is. So now moving on to the accessories. So it does include these 3 pieces of the hair, which of course is used to place on the head when he's not wearing the straw hat, which I'm going to do now. So once I switched up the head sculpt with the hair pieces, you now get the Luffy look without the straw hat, and this is with the standard head sculpt. The alternative faceplate, we have a grinning or smiling look for Luffy. The third face sculpt, we get the angry face, which is perfect for the fighting poses. And the final expression is the super exaggerated look, kind of like it jumps straight from the anime, and this is a great look when he is very anxious or kind of scared, and I think this really would stand out in a display, so this is certainly a very clever accessory. And all the alternative face sculpts also work with the straw hat. For the hand accessories, it does include a set of closed fists right out of the box. For the alternative hands, we have a set of grapple hands, as well as a set of open palms. So there are no accessories included like the long stretchy arms, the hockey hands, or anything to hold on to his straw hat. So now for the comparisons, I'm going to start off with its fellow SA Figuarts, of course with anime characters. So here we have a Super Saiyan Son Goku, and we also have Yuji Itadori, so from 2 other classic animes, Dragon Ball and Jujutsu Kaisen. And then I'm going to also bring in 2 figures I picked up recently, which is the Street Fighter 2 Jada toys. So of course we have the 2 main characters from the first line. So we have Ryu, and we also have Chun-Li, both looking colourful and really nice. And then of course some classic figures with the Hasbro Marvel Legends. So we have a Captain America from Avengers Endgame, as well as a comic Spider-Man from the Renew Your Vows 2-pack. And 2 other recent figures I picked up was the McFarlane toys from the classic TV series from the 60s show. We have the Batman, as well as a Superman. So now for my final thoughts on the SA Figuarts Monkey D. Luffy, the Raid on Onigashima edition. This is a good figure if you're looking to start a One Piece line, especially as this is a big upgrade on the original version. I think looks wise you can't go wrong with this, with the different expressions on the faces as well as the different hands, and you can also wear the straw hat with all the different faces, so there's definitely a variety for different poses. However, this figure does lack the extra to make it the ultimate Luffy figure. It doesn't have the ability to switch up the hockey arms or include any of the effects, and they could have included a way to hang the hat behind him or give him a coat like a soft cloth material one. And the articulation is also very basic, and some joints are either loose or it does look a bit odd in different poses. But after all, this is a very low price SA Figuarts, and if they were to add all those I mentioned, it would double the cost. I also noticed the right arm limbs is detachable but not the left, so it seems as though they've done this on purpose, so this could be a clue for more accessories in the later releases, since there is a alternative faceplate from the Zoro figure. So my overall score is a 7 out of 10. It's a good figure to start off with your One Piece collection, but certainly they could have done better. Hit the links in the description below for more content and stay tuned to more reviews. Thanks for watching.